In the following show are solely those of the hosts and their guests and not those of W4CY Radio, its employees, or affiliates. We make no recommendations or endorsements for radio show programs, services, or products mentioned on air or on our web. No liability, explicit or implied, shall be extended to W4CY Radio or its employees or affiliates. Any questions or comments should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for choosing W4CY Radio.
Barry G. Fowler, EA, brings you Tax Talk for You right here on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. As an enrolled agent and a national leader in tax resolution, as well as trucker, bookkeeping, and tax planning with over 30 years of experience, Barry will break down taxes, bookkeeping, tax planning, and tax relief for individuals and businesses just like you. So let's have some Tax Talk for You with your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome. Glad to be here and talking about things that people want to hear and have asked us to talk about or address. And, we do tax relief all across the nation, saving people money and fighting the IRS. But a lot of times we're getting questions, what can we do to be successful in business, or what can we do to save money in business? And how do we need to run our business? So, we talk to people about starting at the ground floor. What is the basics? Where do we begin when we want to run a business for ourselves? And that's a daunting task, starting your own business, and it's easy to feel stuck in the mud and trying to figure out where you go and what are the next steps for you to make it in business, and how can you make it a little bit more simpler being in business, and how can you make sure or give yourself the ability to be maybe a little bit more successful than if you just started out and didn't know what you were doing or where you were going. I mean, when you start your business, you're looking to register your company, maybe build a team, or maybe figure out advertising, where your supplies are. You got the business idea. Now you got to put some foundation behind it. And that can be really intimidating. And business plans are basically the antidote to a new business that you're struggling to figure out how to get it off the ground. And, a lot of people shy away from business plans because they think it's such a daunting task or a lengthy document that require, a significant amount of attention or care or planning to go through this. Got to make sure my cell phone's off here. Otherwise we start getting phone calls. But one of the reasons that you want to do a business plan is it increases your chance of being successful. You're more likely to be successful if you write your own business plan than if you don't. Your business plan is considered to be that roadmap to success. It's a blueprint to follow that helps you outline, understand, and achieve your goals. Writing a business plan is going to define critical aspects of your business, like your brand, messaging, conducting market research, conducting pricing strategy plans, all before you really start your company. Now, you may say, hey, I don't need all of this. Well, a business plan can be adapted to what you need. But if you're like you're going into the trucking business, you need a truck. You may not have the advertising aspect of it, but you do need to do some market research. What are you going to be able to make or earn? Maybe you're simply going and deciding you're just going to be leased on to somebody. Or maybe you're going to go it alone and you're going to get your authority and go down that path. putting the business plan together helps you start defining those goals and what it's going to take to be successful. So why not take the time to create a blueprint that's going to make your job, your life easier? And there are, we can look at 6, probably more reasons to do a business plan, but let's talk about 6. And, I do write for Landline Magazine. And one of the nice things about writing for Landline Magazine, I get to write, articles on what I wanted to do based on the information and people asking questions of me. And so, in the next month, you're going to see a great article on business plans. And so one of the reasons that we talk about creating a business plan is to plan for success. That's right. You can plan to be successful. And, planning to be successful means you're setting goals. You're setting your figures of where you expect to be. And then what does success look like? It's going to give you that starting point of striving to achieve and when you're going to achieve those goals or what you expect to achieve. How much money are you going to make? How much money do you need to support your family? Hey, that's important, isn't it? 90% of small businesses fail purely due to the lack of planning, and you shouldn't be one of them. Hey, we love questions and texts that come in and everything. We got a message here from Keith. Can businesses do a new business plan after years in business? And should they? Well, Keith, it's like this. If you had a business plan when you started, you should be updating business plans as you go. See, when you achieve your goals, it's not time to stop. It's time to set new goals, new ambitions, to maybe become bigger, better, stronger in business. So yes, if you haven't done a business plan and you've been in business, it's a good time to take the time to sit down and do planning to where you want your business to be, maybe the next 5 years or the next 10 years. What are your goals? What are your ambitions? And so, yes, you should either rewrite, expand, always go back and look at what you're doing compared to the business plan that you set forth. Now, business plans, they could be kind of simple. They can be more in depth. They can be, if you're going out for funding and stuff like that, may have to be significant. So reason number 2 that you want to have a business plan is funding. Hey, I don't care whether you're in the trucking business or any other small business, you have a need for funds. Whether it's buying a truck or a trailer, buying supplies, buying a building. And, you can go through all these things, but you need money. Most businesses need funding. And you're most likely going to need to borrow money for your tractor or your trailer, and maybe even all the starting of operations. A business plan makes you do your homework and set goals on how you're going to make that money, how you're going to pay your loan back, or maybe you got a lease, how you're going to pay your lease on the tractor, trailer, the building you may be leasing, or maybe the building you're going to buy. That is all funding that requires you to take the time to do a little bit of planning and giving your business that foundation for success. Not only that, but, legitimizes your business idea, legitimizes what you're planning to do in business. It's one of the first things that you're going to do in this business plan is research not just your target market, but industry trends and what your competitors have done, who you're going to compete with, and how you're going to be successful, and then modify as you go from there. So, there's a lot of things that you need to do as you're starting to get into doing this business plan that's going to help you build that absolute foundation of your business and help you to be successful. And we got a question from Heather. Should you write your own business plan or have a company do it for you? Well, here's the thing. It really depends on what you're planning on doing. If you're going out for outside investors to come in and be a part of your business, you may want to look for a outside business to help you or assist you in writing your business plan. Now, the thing about whether you use an outside business or you do it yourself, one of the things is it's all going to come back to you to help you put together your ideas, what it means to you to be a success, where your goals and ambitions are. These are all things that they're going to do it. What they may be able to do is put it in better words or professional words that may bring in a good outside investor. But for your bank, for other funding ideas, a lot of times doing it yourself is the way to go. Maybe you need an outside company to do some of your market research, depending on the type of business that you are going into. What are your competitors doing? And finding the ways to go through and do that. And we're going to come back. We're going to continue talking about some of the 6 reasons you should have a business plan and answer a few other questions that are coming in as we're going through business plans. We'll be right back after this.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for You. If you owe the IRS or are going through an IRS audit, don't go at it alone. Call Taxation Solutions Tax Relief at 888-930-1016. We are your solution for IRS debts, audits, back taxes, garnishments, liens, and levies. Whether you're an individual or business, you need a solution and a strong, aggressive tax resolution. Don't let the IRS walk all over you. Stop the IRS now. Call 888-930-1016 or go to taxationsolutions.net now for a free, no obligation consultation. Let's get back to Tax Talk for You with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Business plans, business plans, business plans. Should you be doing business plans? As we talked about the first segment, absolutely. Set those goals, figure out what it means to be a success in the business you're going into, whether it's the trucking business or any other small business out there, or if you're planning to be a large business. Set the goals for what success means to you and how are you going to get there. Hey, question in from Ted. Does your company only work with the trucking industry or does it cover all types of businesses? Hey, Taxation Solutions Tax Relief works with everybody, individuals, businesses across the board, saving people money when the IRS is coming after you. Trucker Tax Tools is a business we have out here that works with truckers. And we do this nationwide. So if you got tax problems, check out taxationsolutions.net and we can help you with your IRS problems. And if that means we got to do bookkeeping to help you too, they definitely can set you up to do that. Trucker Tax Tools works with truckers. If you go to truckertaxtools.com, you can see everything that we do for truckers out there nationwide. Heather had another question here. Where would you suggest learning how to write a business plan, and who sees this plan? Well, what I suggest is there's a really good website out there. SBA, the Small Business Administration, has some good business plan formats for you out there that you can jump into and take a look at. And they give you a lot of great information as well on how to write your business plan and what you're looking for. And you can kind of search the web more as well of how to write your plans. But, SBA is a good resource, for that. And then Heather also asked, who sees this plan? Well, if you're not going for funding, you're not going for investors, it's you. You see this plan. Remember, this is your guide. This is your business plan. This is what success means to you in your business. Now, if you have partners, it means success for you and your partners. It's something to go back and measure what you've done. So, the third reason you're going to do a business plan, it's your GPS to get your business going and keep your business going in the right direction. If you're out on the road, no matter where you're going, every day now, people go to Waze or Google Maps or, the other map apps that are on your phone for GPS, or even the GPS in your car to tell you where you're going. You may not need it, but people do it because it will tell them if there's traffic or a better way. Your GPS is your business plan guide to every step and every stage of starting your business, managing your business, growing your business, using this business plan like you use your GPS while driving to provide directions and or structure of your business. How are you going to run it? How are you going to grow it? How are you going to expand your business? These are all things that are going to be in your business plan. You're giving thought and details for all the elements of how your business is going to run. Now, it's not the be all end all. It doesn't mean you've got to do this exactly the way you wrote this day one. Matter of fact, you may sit down and write this business plan today, and you put in 5-year goals, 7-year goals, or 10-year goals out there, and you're the go-getter, and you meet or exceed those goals in, let's say, 2 years. Now what do? I just stop. I'm going to shut it down. I'm not going to grow anymore. I'm not going to do it. No. That's the time, hey, you see the goals you're achieving. You've achieved them much faster. Write new goals. As we were talking earlier, Keith had asked, do we do a new business plan after we've been in business for years? Well, this is a time now, hey, you met your goals. You were a success above and beyond what you dreamed day one. Rewrite it. Put a new plan in place to meet those goals and set new ones to be bigger, better. Or, hey, if you're content, then stay where you're at. How are you going to stay where you're going to be? Now, people were talking and asking, I think it was Heather that asked, who else sees your business plan? Well, number 4 might be hiring the right people. So you completed your business plan and you have a clear view of your strategies, your goals, your financial needs, milestones that you need to meet that require skills you don't have yet, and you need to hire people to fill the gaps. So having that strategic plan, that business plan to share with prospective partners or employees can prove that they aren't just signing on to a dream or a sinking ship. If your plans are summarized and feasible, they'll understand why you want them on your team and why they should agree to work with you. Getting out and hiring somebody into your business is an expense. So we back up. That business plan may have helped you obtain that funding or investments that you needed to run this business. Because remember, you have goals and dreams, and you've outlined them in this business plan. Now it's putting this in place, and that funding, hiring, all that is part of what your goals are, what your needs are, and how you're going to be successful. Using that business plan to help you reach the goals and milestones for your business is one of the biggest keys to your business. You know, we talk about reaching those milestones or reaching those goals. What if it's taking you longer? Well, your business plan helped you see maybe where you're going wrong, or maybe where you need to adapt. And putting thought into this business plan is going to help you to take that step back and think clearly and objectively about your business. Provide that guidance to your decision making as you move forward on your hiring. Should be considered essential whether you're securing funding, investing, or going it alone. Business plans don't have to have all the answers, but do provide that guidance that you need. So again, if you're creating this business plan and you don't have all the answers today, don't worry about it. Use this business plan as your guide to help you reach those business goals that you have. You know, I like business plans. I like it because it makes your life easier. Now, when you got this business plan, you need to know whether you're making your goals or you're not. You need to have the bookkeeping behind it. You need to have that accounting behind it so that you know the numbers are working or aren't working. You know what your net income. It's not about the money that you have in your wallet today. It's not about how much cash I have in my pocket. It's how much money am I going to be able to make from this business to support my family, my life, and my retirement some point in the future. That's what business plans do. That's why you need a good business plan for yourself, for your business, for funding, for hiring. All this becomes extremely important to you in business. When we come back, we're going to talk about the fifth reason that you need a business plan. We'll be right back after this.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for You. As an owner-operator, you already spend too much time away from your family. Stop spending time doing paperwork. Go to truckertaxtools.com, a solution built specifically for truckers. Truckertaxtools.com makes your life run smoothly. Let's get back to Tax Talk for You with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, welcome back. Hey, we've got another question here from Sam, and actually he gets to my number 5 point. How hard is it? Well, number 5, it's not as hard as you think. hey, this can be a daunting task. We know that, but it's really not that hard. A business plan is your written tool about your business that's going to project 3 to 5 years ahead, outlines your path to that you intend to make this a success. When you're going through and doing this, you're going to outline the path your business intends to take to make money and grow revenue. Think of this more as a living project for your business and not as a one-time document. Break it down into many parts, one for sales, one for marketing, one for pricing, one for operations. All this is what you're looking to do. And being not hard to do, there's really no wrong way to write a business plan. So basically, you pick a format that works for you. What's important is that the business plan meets your needs. And, as the SBA says, it can be one of two common categories. It can be a traditional business plan or lean startup plan. What they talk about, SBA talks about, is traditional plans are more common because they use a complete standard structure. And we're going to go through the structure here in a little bit and encourage you to go into detail of every section. It requires probably more upfront work than the lean plan does, but they're worth doing. A lean plan more focusing on summarizing your most important key elements and aspects for your plan. The lean ones sometimes only take maybe an hour and are typically, very short. I don't suggest you go that way. I suggest you go the traditional route. And that traditional route would be the longer one because it's going to give you a better roadmap to where you want to be and sets better goals and milestones to compare to, and know that, hey, you're approaching this the right way to get down the right path to get to where you want to be, whether it's 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years down the road. Following that roadmap make life a little bit easier. And, knowing where to start, like I said, the SBA.gov gives you a good business plan tool to help you simplify the process, and some easy steps to follow to create a good plan, and it'll walk you through each of the steps that you're going through. And hey, once you're there and you're using their tools, it sometimes is going to make life a little bit easier. Hey, we got a message in from Patty. Not all businesses make money from the startup. Should you have an added expense or add things when necessary? And she was talking about starting a business and considering hiring a bookkeeper. Well, here's the thing. You need consultants that are going to be on your side, people that are going to help you. A bookkeeper, like people we have here on our staff at Trucker Tax Tools and Taxation Solutions, the bookkeeping department, the tax department gives you consulting that helps you down the right path in the business, because getting started the right way is a necessity in business. You get off on the wrong foot and you're paying too much in taxes. Or maybe you didn't set the business up the right way, or you're commingling business and personal. You need somebody that's going to be on your side to talk to, that's going to be able to provide you the consultations to doing it, whether it's an attorney that you use to set up your business, and they can get pricey out there, but having somebody that's on your side and setting things up right from the beginning can save you a lot of headaches down the road. and, put those expenses into your planning, into your business plan. So you know how am I going to cover this added expense? And sometimes bookkeeping expense that is done by companies like us and, isn't as expensive as you think it is, and it's cost effective to use, and it's tax deductible too. So we throw that in there as well. We got a question from Dan. Hey, I love this today. I appreciate all these questions we're getting in. These questions, the questions people have nationwide. When you start talking about business plans, you start talking about taxes, and it's great to have them. So Dan, what if other opportunities come about as you're going along? Should you add those into your business plan? Well, Dan, if you're going to take a deviation from what you've planned in business, maybe you're opening a new line of business. Yes, you need to sit down and adapt your plan. Maybe those opportunities are within your plan and help you reach your goal faster. Then yes, you want to add those in, expand your goals, and keep achieving. See, we plan for success, and that business plan helps you become more successful in the business. See, we've looked at statistics out there of people that have been successful, people that have continued to be successful, and how many businesses fail, in that first 5 years that are out there. And more of them fail without a business plan. More of them fail because they don't take the other lines of business and continue to expand into things that they do and even put numbers to it. If you have that other line of business that's coming in, hey, maybe it's an opportunity. Maybe it's an opportunity you've got to sit down and look at and say, hey, does this make me money here for the long term, short term? Is this a better route to go than the original route we were going to be on? Look at the opportunities. When we started Taxation Solutions, tax relief years ago, it was all about fighting the IRS, saving money for people that owed money to the IRS or went through an audit. And new opportunities came up to us. A lot of those people that we saw in our business were small owner operators that were running trucks. Those people came to us and said, can't you do our bookkeeping and our taxes? We had to create a whole new line of business and became very successful. And one of the leading companies out here nationwide doing trucker taxes and bookkeeping. Whole new deviation from where we were, just providing tax relief to those people that owed the IRS. We deviated, created a new business plan, created a new business, and went out and expanded that business and became one of the top trucker taxes and bookkeeping companies in the nation, truckertaxtools.com. Those opportunities do come up, and an opportunity for you in business is another way of going through and doing it and doing an analysis. Is it going to make me money? Point 6 is what we're going to talk about when we come back. It's an interesting and one I hadn't really thought about, but it is something that people do consider when you're looking at business plans. And we'll talk about that right after this break.
We have only scratched the surface of today's show. Please stand by as Barry G. Fowler will be right back with Tax Talk for You. As an owner-operator, you already spend too much time away from your family. Stop spending time doing paperwork. Go to truckertaxtools.com, a solution built specifically for truckers. Truckertaxtools.com makes your life run smoothly. Let's get back to Tax Talk for You with more Tax Talk. Once again, here's your host, Barry G. Fowler.
Hey, we cut that short in this break because I really wanted you guys to hear point 6. I hadn't really thought about this, but as I was going through and trying to figure out, hey, what would be my sixth reason for doing a business plan? And it might make it easier to sell your business. A buyer that wants to buy or purchase your business doesn't want to purchase something that's going to be run into the ground after they sign the papers. They want something that's going to be successful, established, has a plan, has a goal. Your business plan, if you've adapted it as you've gone, is going to detail future milestones and show the milestones you've already met, and then can show a prospective buyer how you generated success within your market, and then can use that business plan to continue to increase within the market and how they're going to accomplish their goals, and maybe help you negotiate higher price. Did you ever think of that one? You've got a plan, you've put it in place, you're selling your business. Now they've got the roadmap to continued success in the business that you're in. Hey, this goes whether any small business that are out there, whether you're going into a retail shop, whether you're going into a service business, whether you're going to be an owner operator truck driver. You have goals, you have milestones. Maybe your goal is to add more store locations, more trucks, have your own authority in the trucking industry, more service locations, whatever it may be. Those are defined within your business plan. So your business plan is essential to your business. Ultimately, I look at it this way. Having a business plan can increase your confidence in your new venture, in your new business. It can help you understand what your business needs to succeed and continue to succeed, and how you're going to get there. Remember that GPS to success. That is what you're going to do. If you have a goal, you have a passion, you are going after it, use your business plan to map that successful business venture out for you and make your dreams come absolutely true. And that's the fun part about putting a business plan together. Hey, what all do you need to do this? And, hey, how are we going to get there? And defining goals, and then seeing that you've succeeded or met those goals. I've written business plans and I've adapted business plans many, many times in business. The first business plan I wrote was a business called Fowler Tax. And we set down what our goals were. And amazingly enough, we got hit with a setback, right out the door. We lost a whole bunch of clients because we were getting referrals from a local firm, and they didn't like that we hung out our shingle and started this business. We weren't trying to compete with them. We weren't even in their industry of, what they were providing service to. We were providing them a service, and they ripped it all out from underneath us within a month or two. And we looked at our business plan and went back and said, hey, no, we need to approach this a whole different way. And we changed and modified our business plan and became a huge success. We eventually sold the business for much more than we ever dreamed of selling the business when we first started. So we adopted our business plan and became that success. And in the meantime, we've got Taxation Solutions Tax Relief, and we've done the same thing with this business plan. So get out there, whether you can write it, feel comfortable with it, you just get started. Get started with the business plan, set the goals, set the milestones, start working on how you're going to make your business a success. Now, how do you write this? What do we look for? Business plan has several parts, and we look out at what these parts are. It starts with the executive summary. It's usually your first section, but it's going to be the last thing you write, because this is going to put together at a high level all of your business, including your mission statement, the products and services that you're going to offer. It's when somebody reads your business plan, if you're going to investors or funding, it's your first impression. So it's got to be very concise, compelling, professional, especially if you're targeting investors. Your business description is the other section. This is going to go into the core of your business, addressing the problem your product or service solves. What's your primary customer base? Overview of industry, giving trends, competitive landscapes. If you're going into the trucking business, you can talk to OOIDA, Owner Operator Independent Drivers Association, and they can give you some industry trends and some highlights, some of the things that are out there. If you're going into auto repair business, there are associations for auto repair that can probably do the same thing for you. And then what's going to set your business apart, such as your expertise and your advantages. And then position your business positively, showing your strengths and the potential for growth. The next section is going to be your market analysis. You demonstrate kind of your understanding of what's out there in your business and your target audience. It's going to define your ideal customer base on demographics and location. So, they always say location is sometimes the most important thing. Where are you putting your business? Where are you operating your business? Explain how your product or service fulfills the unmet demands, the demands out there for your business. Provided, insights to the demand and helping establish your strategies. It also is going to help you show that your business is grounded in the research and is going to be poised for success. Yes, we want to know that you're set up for success. Your next section is going to be the competitive analysis. You're going to analyze who your competitors are, their strengths, their weaknesses, market positioning. If you're going into trucking, you may not need this as much. But if you put that out there, you can see how you're going to line up against other businesses out there. Are you looking to become the next big fleet management company? Where do you see yourself go? Are you looking to be the next huge retail chain or the biggest service business that's out there? Whether it's, maybe auto service, maybe it's, retail, or the next coffee shops, replace the big ones out there. Are you planning to franchise? What are you trying to do? Do that analysis of what your business is. And then your sales and marketing plan. How are you going to define your unique selling proposition or position that's going to make your product or service different? Those are all things that you're going to start putting in here. Then you're going to talk about ownership and management. What's your structure of your business going to be? What's your management team's, qualifications? What are your qualifications? Do you have advisory boards or consultants that are supporting you? What kind of human resource needs or employment needs or recruitment strategies are you going to take? If you need funding, it's showcasing a competent and experienced team is going to build credibility, build trust, show that you're really knowing what you're doing. And then you're going to put together the operational plan. How are you going to operate this business? What's your blueprint for your business? How are you going to do things day to day? Are you leased on with somebody? Are you going to be, you have your own authority? How are you going to get business, coming in? How are you going to operate this? This section really needs to reflect what your industry is. Maybe if you're going to manufacturing, what are your production methods, and what other service protocols you may have. And then you're going to put together your complete financial plan. The financial plan is going to be basically the cornerstone of what your business strategy is. What's your current financial status, your funding needs, your financial projections, including income statement, cash flows, forecasts, balance sheets. Hey, this is where you may need professional help in putting together the financial projections and putting together cash flows and balance sheets for you. What's your break even and profitability? This helps you define what success is to somebody that's going to invest or provide you funding. Hey, the last thing is your exhibits, your appendices, supplemental information, if you got patents, trademarks, intellectual property, product images, contracts, resumes of key personnel, all these things will just add value to your plan. If you're doing this just for yourself, you don't necessarily need to put all these things in exhibits and appendices. You can cut this part of it out. You may not need it. But again, if you're going to try to sell your business in the future, it's a good place to have everything documented and going. Financial planning, business plans, planning for success. Why wouldn't you? Where would you be if you don't plan for success? What is going to help you make 2025 a better and more successful year? Planning, budgeting. Whether you've been in business for 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, continuing to set goals is good for you. So you, as a business owner, maybe you're going to be the next big fleet operator in the USA. Maybe it's just one truck. Maybe it's just one store. Maybe it's 50 stores. Maybe it's nationwide franchising. Whatever your plans are, they're your plans. They're your dreams. They're your goals. Write them down. Figure out how you're going to get there. Isn't it time that you succeed and you see the goals and the milestones in your life and what a success you are? One last question we've got coming in. It comes in from Heather. If all this sounds foreign, what would you say a person that is not ready for the business world? Put one foot in front of the other. Start small. Design your business plan, put thought to it. You may not be ready to get out there into the business world, but you might be ready to start thinking about what success means to you. And then take that first initial step. Sometimes stepping off into the deep end is where you become more successful, more confident in what you can do. Believe and keep moving. Hey, as we come to the end of this show, I appreciate everybody listening. I hope everybody has a God-blessed and fantastic 2025. We ask everybody out there, hey, keep the people in the LA fires in your prayers, those in North Carolina and those that have suffered many losses from natural disasters out there. We ask you all to be safe in your travels, be safe in business. take that step and move forward. God bless you. Have a wonderful 2025. We'll see you next week.
Are you an individual or business that wants to understand taxes and how they affect you? Are you looking for specific tax advice for self-employed, business owners, and truckers? Are you behind on taxes and your bookkeeping? Are you dealing with the IRS and ready to have some relief? Then you need Tax Talk for You, hosted by tax and trucker expert Barry G. Fowler, EA. Tune in 10 a.m. Eastern Time every Monday right here on W4CY Radio and Talk4 TV. Don't forget to check this and past episodes at TaxTalkForYou.com. See you next week at W4CY.com.